Chosen one, pause everything. Watch this urgently. This message explains your bank alert. There's a reason you felt a sudden shift in the air, a tightening in your spirit, a pressure you couldn't quite explain, but now it makes sense. This message is your confirmation. Something is moving behind the scenes. A divine alert is sounding, and your name is on the list. Your bank, your resources, your financial well-being, everything connected to your provision, is about to experience a supernatural shift. This message isn't just another video. It's the unlocking of something hidden, something held back, something that only you were meant to receive at this exact moment in time. Watch this video until the very end. There's a divine activation that happens when you stay until the final word is spoken. And write your warmest wishes in the comments, and write Amen, along with the number 99. This act is more powerful than you realize. It sends ripples through the spiritual field, telling the heavens you're aligned, you're awake, and you're open to receive what was always yours. These wishes, spoken with truth, don't just vanish. They rise and energize the universe around you, calling forward every miracle that has been assigned to your name. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You're not here by accident. The urgency you feel is not fear, it's alignment. The pressure you've felt financially, emotionally, even physically, has all been preparing you for this very moment. There's something in your bank that's been spiritually assigned. And while you may have been waiting on a deposit, an increase, or a financial miracle, what's actually happening is far greater than numbers. This is about a divine alert that touches both the natural and supernatural realms. God is sending you a signal, loud and clear, but it didn't come through a typical notification. It didn't arrive in the form of a banker's call or a balance check. No, this alert is spiritual first. And that's why you've been sensing that something big is near. You've been feeling it for days now. Maybe your sleep has been restless. Maybe your spirit has been stirring. Maybe something inside of you just knew that a financial update was coming. But it wouldn't be delivered through earthly systems. It would arrive through divine timing. Let's go deeper. There's been a delay that wasn't truly a delay. It was a hold. An intentional divine hold. God was protecting what was being released to you. Because not everything can land in your hands until the right moment strikes. And that moment, chosen one, is now. That moment is breaking through every layer of resistance. That moment is pushing through the barriers that tried to hide the blessing from you. You've been receiving alerts in your spirit, not your inbox. You've been having visions, dreams, sudden thoughts that came out of nowhere. You've walked into places and felt a strange heaviness or a mysterious lightness. This was never random. It was the code being activated. It was God whispering, "Pay attention. Your bank is about to move, and I'm explaining it to you before the numbers even change." This is a message about divine awareness. You're not just someone waiting for wealth. You are the wealth. The bank can't measure what's happening in you right now. You've been chosen to carry more. And that comes with signals others can't interpret. That's why people around you may have dismissed your feelings. That's why even you questioned yourself. But now it's clear. The pressure wasn't a punishment. It was a prophecy in motion. There is a sacred moment unfolding, one where what was once hidden becomes undeniable. And even if your current bank account doesn't yet reflect the breakthrough, your spirit already knows. Your internal alert system has picked it up. You feel the buzz. You feel the shift. You feel the preparation. So, pause everything. Right now. Because this is not the kind of message you casually hear in the background. This is the moment you lean in and let the words rewire your expectations. Something has been marked approved in heaven concerning you. And no amount of delay, interference, or sabotage can prevent what's already been spiritually released. You're in the middle of a divine update. A supernatural system is syncing. A spiritual transaction has already cleared. What you're about to see in the natural world is just a reflection of what's already been confirmed in the spiritual one. That's why your alert came now. That's why the message found you today. That's why you couldn't rest until you pressed play. There's a blessing that was rerouted to avoid contamination. There's a release that was delayed until you were fully ready to receive it with clarity. There's a deposit of favor, wealth, and opportunity that is being assigned to your name in a way that no system can deny. Your spirit got the alert before the world did, and now the rest of your life will begin to align with it. The way you think, the way you move, the way you expect. You're no longer walking as someone unsure of what's coming. You're walking as someone who already knows it's done. This is your moment to step into divine readiness. Your alert isn't a warning, it's a confirmation. And while others may rush to check their phones, you'll be checking your spirit. You'll be tuned into the voice of God, because He's explaining what others can't interpret. You're the one who had the dream that didn't make sense until now. You're the one who received a random number in your heart and later saw it appear in the real world. You're the one who got the whisper when everyone else was silent. That's because you're not just watching life happen. You're aligned with divine instructions. God doesn't need a bank to confirm your blessing, but He will use one to express it. And when that alert appears on your screen, when that transfer finally shows up, you'll already be prepared, because your spirit was alerted first. This is a supernatural setup. What looked like lack was protection. What seemed like silence was calibration. What felt like absence was God's hand shielding what was already on the way. The pressure you felt was the weight of an incoming blessing. The urgency wasn't panic, it was prophecy. The stirring in your spirit wasn't anxiety, it was alignment. God is not behind schedule. God is not reconsidering. God is not testing your limits for sport. God has already decided. He has already chosen. And He has already sent the alert into your life. Through messages like this, through your quiet moments of reflection, through your intuitive nudges that won't let you rest until you prepare. Don't look for validation from people who weren't assigned to see what you see. Don't wait for external confirmations when the internal one has already spoken. You don't need everyone to agree. You only need to remember that when God alerts you, it means the change is already in progress. The reason your bank account was on your mind this week wasn't random. The reason you've been thinking about resources, money, and breakthrough isn't because of fear. It's because your spirit is catching up with what's been released. You're not behind. You're ahead of the curve. Your obedience, your openness, your ability to listen when others tune out. That's what positioned you for this alert. And now that you've received the message, things will begin to shift with divine speed. What was locked will be unlocked. What was stuck will flow. What was delayed will be delivered. The signals in your life will multiply. The signs will confirm. And your faith will find undeniable evidence. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were simply being prepared for the right time. And that time, chosen one, is now. You're standing at the threshold of a divine unveiling. The timing is not only precise, it's prophetic. Every signal your spirit has picked up in the last few days, every intuitive tug you couldn't explain, has been part of a larger sequence. God doesn't send signs without follow-through. And what He has whispered to your spirit, what He has stirred in your inner world, is about to collide with your reality in a visible, undeniable way. Your bank alert isn't a coincidence. It's a confirmation of something that was settled in the heavens long before you ever needed it in the physical. This is why the urgency is rising in you. It's not anxiety, it's anticipation. Not worry, but wonder. You've been sensing a divine countdown, and it's not to warn you of danger, but to announce the arrival of something that was once locked behind spiritual doors. Those doors are now swinging open. You don't have to pry them open. You don't have to beg for access. The doors are responding to your name, your faith, your divine code. They are opening because you've reached the time God ordained for your increase. Let this settle in your heart deeply. The reason you've been noticing unusual patterns, repeating numbers, certain phrases, signs that others overlook, is because God is communicating directly with your spirit. He's not playing games. He's preparing you for wealth that is weighty with purpose. This is not just about having more. It's about being ready to carry more without it crushing you. You've been built for this. You've been prepared in silence. And now the announcement is reaching the natural realm. The financial alert you've been sensing isn't just about money showing up. It's about a shift in your entire life's atmosphere. This is an alignment moment, an elevation moment, a restructuring of your internal and external worlds to match the size of the blessing that's coming. That's why your sleep was interrupted. That's why your mind kept circling the same thoughts. Because heaven has been adjusting the frequency of your life to receive what's next. Chosen one, there are blessings that don't come with warning. They come with wonder. And when they arrive, they don't knock. They burst in like light filling a dark room. That's how this financial transfer will feel. Sudden, powerful, clear. You'll know without a doubt that it came from God, because it will carry His signature. It will move in ways no algorithm can explain. It will bypass natural systems. It will confound every person who underestimated your spiritual preparation. This moment is drenched in divine meaning. You are no longer walking blindly. The light has come on. The internal signal has been activated. The financial shift has been released. Now everything around you must adjust. Your relationships, your routines, your expectations, they're all being recalibrated to handle the weight of the blessing. And that's not something everyone will understand. But you don't need them to. Because the alert wasn't sent to them. It was sent to you. You'll notice people suddenly bringing up money in conversation. You'll overhear talk about transfers, balances, accounts. Don't dismiss it. These are external echoes of the internal alert you've already received. God is using the atmosphere around you to confirm what your spirit already knows. You're in the middle of a divine announcement, and every frequency around you is aligning to that truth. The financial increase that's approaching will not just fill your account, it will fulfill prophecy. The things you wrote down in secret, the dreams you dared to believe in private, the visions you only whispered to God about, they're the reason this alert is different. This is not just a blessing, it's a revealing of what's been locked up in the vaults of heaven with your name on it. And make no mistake, this isn't about getting rich to prove anything to people. This is about stepping into the version of yourself that has always existed in God's plan. The provider, the vessel, the kingdom carrier, the stabilizer in your bloodline. That's who you are, and that's who this wealth is for. It's coming to you because you're assigned to distribute it through purpose, not performance. Every time you doubted yourself, every moment you questioned if you were hearing right, God saw it. And yet, He didn't revoke the promise. He waited until you could carry it without confusion. He waited until you could receive it without fear. And now, He's showing you that you were never missing anything. You were being prepared to manage everything. There's a beauty in what's about to happen. It won't require loud declarations. It won't need public announcements. It will show up quietly, powerfully, and undeniably. The kind of financial movement that silences every doubt and shifts the entire atmosphere of your life. You'll walk differently. You'll breathe deeper. Because your soul will finally feel the peace of divine provision made visible. You won't need to guess anymore. You won't need to keep checking over and over. One glance at your bank alert, and you'll know. It's time. And even then, it will feel like déjà vu. Because your spirit already lived it before your body caught up. Your mind already pictured it. Your heart already held it. That's the supernatural part. Your soul recognizes what your eyes are just beginning to see. This kind of transfer doesn't ask for permission. It was already approved. God didn't need to consult anyone. He made a decision about you, and when God decides, no earthly institution can override it. That's why your alert had to come now. That's why you had to hear this message before the numbers changed. Because He wants you to know. This isn't a random deposit. It's a release from heaven that was always part of your divine inheritance. You were born to break cycles, to shatter scarcity, to rewrite the history of lack in your lineage. And this alert is the beginning. It's the first sign that the shift has occurred, that something ancient and powerful has been overturned in your favor, that you've stepped into a new level of access. Let the world speculate. Let others guess. You know what's happening. You know the shift isn't luck. It's divine sequence. And it's only the beginning. Because once this alert hits, the rest will follow. Momentum will gather. Doors will open that you never knew existed. Solutions will appear before problems even finish forming. That's the level of flow you're entering. Stay grounded in this moment. Let it wash over you. Don't rush past it. You are walking into a miracle that was spoken before you were ever born. A divine provision that couldn't be blocked, couldn't be erased, and couldn't be transferred to anyone else. It was coded to your name. Your account is being corrected by God's hand. What was missing will be replaced. What was stolen will be returned. What was lost will be resurrected. And it all begins with this message, this divine pause, this sacred moment of clarity before the alert becomes visible on your screen. Let the alert ring. Let your heart recognize it. Let your soul celebrate what God has already decided. The alert is real. And now, you're stepping into the space where divine confirmation becomes physical evidence. This moment is drenched with meaning. You're not just observing life passively. You're standing in the middle of a divine fulfillment. Your entire life is about to echo with God's yes. This is why the alert came through your spirit first. Because the spiritual realm always receives the news before the physical catches up. And now, it's your moment to watch it all unfold exactly as it was designed. The process may have looked silent to the outside world, but it was never still. While people assumed nothing was happening for you, everything was happening at once in the spiritual dimension. Movements, approvals, recalibrations, all tailored to your name, all flowing toward your current reality. And here you are, at the exact point in time when heaven meets your earthly moment. That's why this message matters. That's why the alert couldn't wait. The financial ripple you're about to experience is not coming from labor. It's coming from favor. Understand this clearly. This was not generated by toil. It wasn't earned through hustle. It wasn't calculated by effort. It was released through alignment. You were positioned to receive this by spiritual design. And that's why it will not feel like the last time. This time, the blessing will not slip through your fingers. This time, you'll have the capacity to hold it, multiply it, and protect it. Because now, you are prepared. What others call random, you know as precision. The message you're hearing right now is part of a divine protocol. God has activated a flow into your life that cannot be reversed. This alert has been simmering under the surface of your days, your thoughts, your dreams. You've been noticing subtle changes, unexpected favor, random deposits of peace, moments where something invisible reassured you. That's because the transaction started long before it showed up. In fact, this alert isn't the beginning, it's the arrival. The journey began the moment you trusted when nothing looked promising. The wealth didn't start forming today. It started when you kept walking even with empty pockets. You passed the test long before the reward showed up. And that's why it's coming now with such force. Because God doesn't just reward faith, He releases provision in perfect sequence. Every time you looked at your account and saw a number that didn't match your vision, God saw your patience. Every time you resisted the temptation to beg, manipulate, or panic, God recorded your trust. You weren't being tested for endurance. You were being refined for responsibility. And now, He can trust you with the alert, because He knows you won't forget the source. There are financial blessings that are too heavy for unprepared hearts. That's why God waited. That's why the deposit took time. Because this wasn't just about what you could hold. It was about who you would become while waiting. And you've become ready. You've grown. You've evolved. You've become the version of yourself that doesn't chase alerts. Alerts chase you. And now that you've been marked by divine awareness, everything around you must shift. Conversations will start to change. Invitations will appear. Ideas will flow. Because the financial release is more than digits on a screen. It's energy, influence, and impact. This wealth carries a spiritual signature. It knows who it belongs to. And that's why it's coming to you now. Because your energy has finally caught up with your inheritance. You're no longer in waiting mode. You're in receiving mode. This isn't just a hopeful message. It's a divine notification. The funds are not coming. They're here. The overflow is not pending. It's processing. Your name has been called in places where decisions are made. You don't even know the full extent yet, but the release has already started. That's why it's been difficult to explain your restlessness lately. That's why you felt both peace and fire at the same time. Because your inner world is responding to the release. It feels like anticipation because you haven't seen it all yet, but your spirit has. That's why you're calm even when logic tells you to worry. You've heard the frequency of breakthrough. This financial shift is the response to prayers you prayed months ago, years ago. Some of those requests were so buried in pain, you forgot about them. But God didn't. He bottled them up, waited for the divine moment, and now, in this season, He's returning them in ways that far exceed your expectation. There are alerts coming that will stun you. Deposits labeled in ways you never imagined, accounts shifting without human explanation, systems that once blocked you now clearing paths for you, approvals from places you never applied to. That's what happens when heaven moves on your behalf. It doesn't just change your circumstance, it changes how the world must interact with you. This is the difference between earthly gain and divine release. Earthly gain makes noise and burns out. Divine release arrives in peace and multiplies. What's coming to you now is sustainable. It's protected. It's wrapped in purpose. And it's been sealed with God's hand. There is no reversal, no override, no error message. And when it lands in your account, you'll feel it in your soul. It won't just change your balance, it'll change your belief. Because you'll know without a doubt that God didn't just hear you, He favored you. He chose you to be the one. Not because you were perfect, but because you were available. He saw your consistent belief in the invisible. He saw your loyalty to the vision. He saw your ability to worship through uncertainty. And now He's responding in the most tangible way possible. He's placing something in your account that's also being mirrored in your life's purpose. That's why this is not just a bank alert. It's a life alert. Everything is being upgraded. Your thoughts, your emotions, your creativity, your provision. All of it is moving up. Because you moved in faith when others froze in fear. Chosen one, this moment will redefine you. You will never forget what it feels like to see the alert and know it came from heaven. You'll never forget the way the silence before the release tested your patience. You'll never forget the dreams you had to protect in private while the world kept shouting about lack. And most of all, you'll never forget how it all showed up. Not because of a system, but because of a promise. This is the season of overflow. But not just any overflow. Tailored, intentional, heaven-designed wealth that arrives without apology. You're not asking for it. It's looking for you. And now, it's found you. You've crossed into the dimension where divine evidence becomes undeniable. Not just in words, but in numbers, in forms, in real-time transactions. This alert you're experiencing now, it's not simply a moment of realization. It's a portal, a gate, a doorway into something much greater than just an increase in your finances. This is a prophetic alignment that is touching every corner of your destiny. The shift isn't casual, it's celestial. You're not just being blessed. You're being initiated into a new level of favor, chosen influence, and supernatural overflow. And this level of divine transaction doesn't move like the world. It doesn't ask for verification from banks. It doesn't check for your earthly qualifications. It moves when God says move. It releases when the heavens finish arranging what must meet you on the ground. That's what's happening now. You're not waiting anymore. You've arrived. And now, the numbers, the alerts, the open doors, everything must respond to the supernatural yes that's been spoken over your name. Let this sink in deeply. You are now the one others will ask, how did you get that alert before the system even sent it? Because you didn't get it through man-made tools. You received it through divine timing. You picked it up in your spirit before it echoed into the world. And that's the real miracle. That you believed before it was visible. Some will say it happened suddenly, but you'll know the truth. It was built in silence, cultivated in obscurity, grown in prayer, and guarded by God until the exact second He chose to reveal it. This is what happens when divine timing kisses divine trust. This is what overflow looks like when it's heaven ordained and not self-manufactured. You didn't chase it. It was tracking you all along. You've been tested by time, tested by dryness, tested by delay. But the test wasn't about what you could do without. It was about what you could still believe in the middle of lack. And now, the reward has arrived in the form of a bank alert that you'll never forget. This alert isn't just a sound, it's a signature. A sound that signals closure to the dry seasons. A sound that signals a brand new supply chain has opened from heaven to your hands. This is why it had to come through God and not through hustle. Because He wanted you to know, with no doubt, that He is your source. That no system on earth could have timed it this perfectly. That no person could have manipulated things into your favor like this. That only a divine decision could cause such an exact moment of release. The bank may show you numbers, but your spirit already saw the vision. The bank may flash a notification, but your soul has already celebrated the delivery. The blessing wasn't waiting on the world. It was waiting on your readiness. And now that readiness is complete. That's why the message reached you today. That's why the alert is real. That's why the shift is permanent. God is doing something with your name that can't be reversed. He is attaching your name to legacy, to provision, to expansion. He's using this moment as a marker. The kind of day you look back on and say, that was the moment everything changed. And indeed it is. From this point forward, you won't have to explain how things shifted so fast. People will see it. They'll feel it when they talk to you. They'll hear it in your voice. They'll witness it in your moves. Because you're not just receiving money. You're embodying a prophetic promise. One that was whispered into your spirit when no one was watching. One that you held onto while walking through quiet seasons. One that is now manifesting because heaven kept the record. Do you understand the power in what's happening? This alert didn't just show up to let you know funds arrived. It showed up to tell you that your identity has shifted, that your spiritual address has changed, that your access has been upgraded. You're walking with the awareness of someone who carries divine authority, and the evidence is following you. That's why the delay hurts so much, because the magnitude of the blessing is that deep. The weight of what's been released over your life is not ordinary. That's why it required an unusual waiting period. God wasn't just preparing the blessing. He was preparing you for how visible it would be. This alert will be followed by more. Not just one deposit, not just one shift, but wave after wave, layer after layer. Because what's been released is not a moment, it's a momentum. And once it begins, nothing will be able to reverse it. Not opposition, not doubt, not sabotage. Because heaven already marked you for this level. And it's not just coming for your account, it's coming for your atmosphere. That means your environment must respond. People will treat you differently, even if they don't understand why. Doors will open without you asking. Things will work that used to fail. Systems will align themselves to favor your movement, because your name is carrying the frequency of a new season. Chosen one, You were born for this. Not for scarcity, not for survival, but for supernatural supply. That's why you could never settle. That's why you kept dreaming when everything said stop. That's why you never fit in with limitation. Because your future was always rich, with vision, with wisdom, with divine supply. This alert didn't change who you are. It revealed who you've always been. It stripped away the waiting. It removed the veil. It unmuted the volume on your purpose. And now, the world will hear what heaven has already confirmed. You're the one. Not because you tried to be, but because God said so. And when God speaks, everything else must shift. That's why your balance is shifting. That's why the transfer couldn't be stopped. That's why this very moment is drenched in sacred significance. This alert will echo in your soul. You'll remember where you were when it showed up. You'll remember the days you thought it would never come. And you'll smile knowing that God was watching all along. He never forgot. He never missed a detail. And when the time was perfect, He released it in full. And the best part? This is just the first wave. You're still standing, still breathing, still holding on. And that's not by accident. That's evidence of divine strength preparing you for divine release. The alert you've received isn't just a tap on the shoulder. It's a divine summons, a heavenly broadcast into your life that says, get ready, everything is about to change, because it already has. This isn't potential. This is fulfillment. And when fulfillment knocks, the only thing you need to do is open the door with expectancy. Chosen one. The reason you feel so much stirring in your heart is because the energy of breakthrough has already begun to flow. The reason this alert hit your spirit before your screen is because God always speaks in the unseen before He demonstrates in the seen. The invisible realm is faster. It's more exact. It doesn't require permission from banks or timelines or even logic. When God says now, there is no delay that can argue. You're not crazy for feeling like something major is happening. You're not overthinking when your thoughts rush with intensity. You're actually aligned, fully in tune, fully plugged into the divine frequency that only the chosen hear clearly. That inner alert that keeps rising inside of you. It's not paranoia. It's prophecy. It's not confusion. It's confirmation. Your life is picking up the signal from a dimension that has already released your next season of favor. There is a supernatural pull happening behind the scenes. Things are being rearranged. Names are being discussed. Doors are being unlocked for you in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. This is why your finances are shifting. This is why your atmosphere feels charged. You are not living in ordinary time anymore. You're living in prophetic flow. And in prophetic flow, things multiply fast. Opportunities double. Access multiplies. Provision comes looking for you. And not because you did all the right things, but because God said yes to your spirit before the world said yes to your request. That's how this alert was born. From a divine yes spoken in secret that is now thundering into your present. People may wonder how you're going to handle what's coming. But what they don't understand is that God's favor doesn't overwhelm. It calibrates. He's already conditioned your soul to carry this next level. That's why you had to walk through dry seasons. That's why you had to battle alone. That's why the alert feels like a reward. But it's really a responsibility wrapped in favor. Every delay you experienced wasn't blocking you. It was building you. Every time you heard, "not yet," it was an echo of heaven saying, "almost ready." And now, you are. This moment, this alert, is proof. You've made it into divine alignment. And what's about to happen next is going to show everyone around you that what was spiritual has finally taken physical form. This isn't just a breakthrough, it's a divine breach, a supernatural invasion of blessing into every place that used to feel stuck. The old way you lived? It's over. The old version of how you used to survive? It's closed. The alert has unlocked a new system, one where God is both the source and the supplier, and where money, access, and favor are no longer strangers. They're companions on your journey. Let yourself feel this moment fully. Let it sink into your bones. You're not walking in speculation anymore. You're walking in certainty. You're not hoping for a shift. You're living inside of one. The alert isn't just your sign. It's your evidence. It's your personal announcement that heaven has delivered what hell tried to delay. Your enemies won't understand how it happened. Your doubters won't be able to explain how fast things change, because it won't make sense naturally. But that's the point. You've entered a phase of life where God's hand is the only explanation. And when that happens, it humbles everything around you. The people who once questioned your faith will now witness your favor.